Ludwina Dautovic is the founder and director of the Red Tent Woman, an organisation that assists women with a very organic approach in their personal and professional growth through seminars, workshops, retreats and networking events. Today we're talking to Ludwina about the Life Innovation and Business Renovation series. First of all, welcome.
Thank you.
So tell us about the Life Innovation and the Business Renovation series.
Well, the Life Innovation series is a program that we run which gives women the opportunity to take a look at their life where they are right now and where it is that they'd like to be. But again, it's with a really organic approach. What we do is that we take them over a journey of about 2.5 days over a weekend. That's one way that they can actually do the program. Another way is that you can do it via a 10-week teleconference program. So if they don't have the amount of time that they need to take for it for a weekend, then they can do it 1 hour a week over the phone with a group of other women. And with the program, what we do is that we help them to, I suppose in a way, get unstuck. You know, sometimes in your life you just get stuck. I often ask my clients that what's the one thing that, should you change it, would make all the difference in the world to you? Now everybody, and I'm sure even you right now, have probably got something that comes up into your mind that you know that if you were to just get rid of it or work on it or change it, would really propel you into the next stage of your life. So what we do is that we work with the women on those particular challenges that they have, teach them new skills and new ways of doing things. It's kind of like providing a toolbox for your life, if that makes sense. And what we do, so it's not just about helping them chew out the problem, it's actually providing them with hands-on skills that they can use on a daily basis to continue to work with the change after the program.
So why are your programs then so different from others?
Well, first and foremost, I believe it's because we're working with women on their own. So the women feel like they're in a safe environment. Sometimes we get women that come to our program that have had some really serious events happen to them in their life. So if they're in sort of like a mixed environment or in a larger group environment, because we only work with up to 20 women at a time, then they can feel they're not going to open up as easily as they would if they were in a smaller, intimate environment with women. We also find too that's a really valuable part of the program is that the women form such a great sense of connection and a bond over the weekend or through the teleconference program that they tend to then also be a source of support for each other on an ongoing basis.
The outcomes. Okay, we talk about programs, what they do for you at the program, you know, the whole from start to finish. But what are the outcomes?
Okay, that's a really great question, and that will completely depend on each woman. At the beginning of the weekend, what we do is that we actually get them to think about and to decide what outcomes they want as a result of that weekend. That also allows me as the trainer to know exactly where it is that I can steer them so that they're actually able to reach that target by the end of the weekend.
Okay, the ideal candidates for your programs, who are they?
You know what, we get...
Is it everybody?
Yeah, generally. Any woman that wants to take the next step in their life, but is just finding it challenging doing on their own. There's a saying that is one of my favourite sayings, it's by Albert Einstein. It's called, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result every time. Now, isn't that so true?
Fantastic. And it's so real too, isn't it?
It is,
We all go through the same
exactly right, exactly right. I remember last year was the first time in my entire life I actually went to the gym. Now, I've always had a healthy body image, but I just thought, well, you know, I'm 40 and I'd like to actually live the next 50, 60 years of my life in a really healthy way. Now, I've always known that in my head, but I never made any steps. It was just, oh yeah, maybe I should go to the gym, maybe I should go to the gym. So my insanity was an idea or thought I had in my head, but without any action. So what I did is I made a decision and now I actually fall in love. I go to Fernwood and I'm there 3 times a week and I just love it. So I needed to be encouraged and shown some different steps. I had to think differently about it. I had to change my language and my idea about what exercising was like for me to take the next step. Now that's a really simple explanation of what I'm talking about, but it's really so true. We can just do the same thing over and over, or we try to stop, say for example, smoking. We might try to stop smoking. I've done that in my life as well. And we say, well, you know, I'll just give it a go, I'll just try. Now try, nothing happens. You know, if you try and pick something up, you're either going to do it or you're not going to do it. So what we do is we assist them to work through what their language is like, because through the language you can often tell how it is that they're experiencing that particular challenge in their life. We help them get their thoughts right about it and then give them some practical tools so that they can actually step through what their challenge is.
The Life Innovation Series and the Business Renovation Series how do they find out how to do it?
Oh, can I talk about the Business Renovation
You
Series
can.
first? Yeah. The Business Renovation Series is a similar approach, but it's actually looking at your business. So a lot of women, and a lot of these women that come to our networking events, are what I call dining table business women. Women like myself who still work from home and are juggling family, the household, kids, relationship, and still wanting to have a successful business. But a lot of the women find it a little challenging to take the step from becoming, their business often is a hobby, or they run it like a hobby or a charity. They often don't charge what they need to be charging per hour, and often don't have a marketing plan or a business plan, because often these things can seem quite daunting. So what we do in the Business Renovation Series is we take them through the process of developing their small business in a really exciting, creative, fun way, so it doesn't seem so daunting to them. And again, we run it as a 2.5-day weekend or a 10-week teleconference program.
It's interesting you mentioned, I mean, you know, what do you charge? How does a business decide what to charge per hour? How does the business, the person, the individual owner, decide how to say, that's my time, my selfish time, that's my business time? All these great questions. I mean, we could talk forever about those things. Okay, but first of all, just in your experience, how do you get that balance in life between business and say, family?
That's a great question.
So how do you do it?
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, the most important relationship in my life is with my husband. We've been married for nearly 17 years, and our 2 teenage kids, and then everything else flows after that. So for me, balance is about, if my relationship with my husband is not right, then everything falls apart. And then it's the children, and as long as they're happy and balanced, then the business comes next. And I do things like, I don't work after a certain time of day. I don't start till a certain time of day. I make sure that I put in my calendar that I get to the gym 3 times a week, so I'm taking care of my health and fitness. I always make sure that I'm cooking, healthy meals. It's a creative thing for me to do as well as it is good for our health. There's just things, I look at every different area of my life, and this is what we do when we work with the women in the Life Innovation Series, is look at the different areas in their life and say, now where is it that you're focusing all of your attention on and not enough on the others, and we help them balance it all up and marry it all together.
Because balance is, I fail in my life in business because I work so many hours, and it's really hard though to say that is just too much. I need to make my life more even.
Yeah.
And and that's where your programs come into it, because they actually help you become a better business person. If you look after the engine, then the business will continue. So
Exactly
look after
right.
yourself, be
Exactly
selfish.
Right. There's a saying, you're either going to live to work or work to live.
Yeah.
And
so what do you do?
I work to live. I work so that we have our dreams and our goals as a family. We've recently just done a 3-month road trip around Europe with both the kids, and we're looking at going on another overseas trip this year. And so I don't work December, January. I just completely shut down in those times, and it's just, people just need to respect and understand that.
Then, okay, back to the original question. How do they find out more about these series?
Yeah, great.
How do they become part of it?
Great. They can go to our website, which is www.theredtentwoman.com.au, or call us on 03 9399 2897. I guarantee you'll have a conversation with somebody, whether you leave a message and we get back to you or we speak to you right away. Also, too, they can come to one of our networking events, and you can find a networking event on our website. I'll let you know where the dates are and locations are around Melbourne. So that way you can kind of come into the Red Tent, get a feel for who we are, and then maybe take the next step after that.
Finally, my little bit again, should a business be about the people or the product?
Oh, it's definitely about the people. Definitely about the people. I truly believe that if you come from a heart of service and of giving and of generosity, then everything will come back to you anyway. And I live that on a daily basis in my personal life and in my professional life. We've only been in business since March last year, and we're already expanding. We'll have 10 network events soon. We're going into a business premises in the next couple of months, and that has truly been because I give. I get phone calls from the other day. A woman said, "Oh, I need an accountant." I was able to refer someone straight away. Now, I don't charge for advice like that. It's just, look, if we've got the information and we can support you, whether you want to become part of us or not, we're here to serve women. Because you know what? Happy woman, happy household, right?
And the husband lives longer.
Yeah.
That's a knife to the chest, which is a very scary thing.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. All the best.
You're welcome.
Thank you.